It is Wednesday, my dudes, and time for an old man yapping. Man, is my drink gone already? Oh, I spent more time thinking about this than I thought. This is actually my second one, too, so. I went with gin instead of rum or bourbon this time. It seemed appropriate, you know. We're getting into spring. We had daylight savings time, and you know, gin is a spring and summertime kind of liquor, so I went with gin, and it's pretty good. I used Tanqueray Rangpur, which tastes less like a Christmas tree and more like, well, it tastes like limes. That's pretty fucking simple. I watched an artist earlier today talking about why he doesn't work in a realistic style anymore. And if you're involved in art YouTube at all, you can probably guess who it is. I'm not naming him because I think he got something really, really wrong. He spent a lot of time in his video talking about making his work relatable and whether it's an effective use of his time and whether it's fulfilling. And at no point did I hear him say or even suggest that he's trying to do anything. He's just being an artist. He just goes on social media and bees an artist at people. And it reminds me of when I used to work in the online business community, and people would say, "I want to be a marketer." Okay, so you're going to sell your services to somebody? No, I'm going to be a marketer. For who? Well, for me. I'm going to market for me. Well, what are you going to market? And they were just confused because they have this vague understanding that marketers do marketing and get paid. They didn't understand that marketing requires you to have a product or service you're taking to market. They kind of skipped that part. They didn't consider it. They didn't have it in mind. They did not have anywhere in their head a notion that they were going to go and sell a particular product or service to people who wanted that product or service. They just had this nebulous idea of marketing. This goes back to that nobody wants to work anymore complaint. It's not that nobody wants to work anymore. People want to work. They just don't understand what that means anymore. They don't actually want to accomplish anything. And because they don't want to accomplish anything, they get very bound up in these performance indicators, in the KPIs, key performance indicators is what that stands for. In the metrics of how well is your thing doing. Like, how many likes did you get? How many shares did you get? How many followers did you acquire by sharing this thing, by putting this thing out into the world? How long did it take you to get a million views? How much money did you make from the advertising impressions on this thing that you did? Well, what's the thing you did? And why did you do it? Why is that the thing you did? Why did you do that instead of something else? I did it for the cloud. I did it for the money. I did it to get likes. I did it to get views. I did it to get ad impressions. That's a fairly shitty reason to do anything. Why do you get up and go to work every morning? Because I need to get paid so I can pay my rent. It's a fairly shitty reason to go to work. Now, I can appreciate that it may be difficult to find a job that you actually enjoy doing and actually care about. But you should understand what your job is and why you get paid for it so you could do it better and make more money. That's a thing everybody seems to want to do. I don't get paid enough for my job. I wish I could make more money. If you understood what you were doing and why you were doing it, you could try to do it better. If you don't understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're just kind of fucking around. You're never going to make more money because you're kind of not earning the money you already get. What you gonna do? I'm very frustrated by that. I look around and I see all of these people. They don't know what they're doing, and they don't know why they're doing it. And they don't care. They don't even seem to grasp that there is something more to be considered. Like, it's not difficult for me to implement collision between the one bullet item that I have available and the one enemy object that I have defined. Making this bullet collide with this enemy, that's trivial. I can do it in 20 minutes. The hard part is, what about when I have 30 different enemies and 20 different kinds of bullets? Do I have to tell every enemy about every bullet and every bullet about every enemy? Do I need to write 600 pieces of code? When I add a new enemy, do I need to change all of the bullets to know what that enemy is? When I add a new bullet, do I need to change all of the enemies so they understand what that bullet is? That's the kind of solution you could build in 20 minutes. But it's not good enough. The real question is, how do I make it so I create a new kind of bullet and all of the enemies automatically know about it? I don't have to change anything. They just automatically know how to behave when that bullet hits them. What if I add new enemies and the new enemies don't need to be told about the bullet? They just automatically know what happens when they get hit by a bullet. That's the hard part. That's the part that I need to think about, is the procedure of how do you add one more? What happens at the margin? In the early stages, it's fairly simple. And even when you get up into hundreds of enemies and hundreds of weapons, you know, each time you add one, it's just like you copy paste this code into all of these different places. I don't want to do that. I don't want that much grunt work. I want to create a new thing, toss it into the system, and have it just work. It should just work. It should work that way. And I'm trying to build stuff so that it comes together that way, but but everybody's out there doing the 20-minute solution. And because everybody's out there doing the 20-minute solution, nobody's talking about how do you make this work on all of them? How do you make this fit into an object hierarchy? Once I have that worked out, then I can do a video explaining that, and then that theoretically should help a lot of people. It should click for a lot of people, and we'll go, oh, this is what object-oriented programming is for. Not so you can have objects 12 levels deep because it's cool. This is what it's for. So you create a new enemy. And it derives from the core base enemy class. And because it derives from the base enemy class, it automatically knows how to act like an enemy. You create a new bullet, and because it derives from the base bullet class, it knows how to behave like a bullet. The base bullet and the base enemy know how to interact with one another. So everything that descends from them, even 3 and 4 and yes, 12 levels deep, it will understand too. They will all understand automatically. Nobody's teaching that. Nobody's talking about that. And I don't think I'm necessarily so great at it that I should be the one teaching it. But somebody should. Somebody should be teaching it. Why me? Why not me? It's the same for you. There are a lot of people out there with imposter syndrome, and they go, oh my God, who am I to be doing this thing? Who are you not to do this thing? Marianne Williamson said that, actually, in A Return to Love. And yeah, Marianne Williamson is a fucking weirdo, lunatic, woo-woo, spiritual bullshit person, and was absolutely not a serious candidate for president. But she did have a point when she said that if you know how to do a thing, why shouldn't you teach people how to do that thing? You know how to do it. They don't. Go ahead and teach them. They need to be taught. The worst that can happen is instead of knowing nothing, they know a little. Knowing a little is better than knowing nothing, even though it's frequently more dangerous. But that's a discussion for another time. Anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. Make stuff. Make cool things. You can. You can make cool things. Who am I to make something cool? Who are you not to make something cool? Make something cool. Just make something. Somebody will think it's cool. Maybe it's a 4-year-old. That's fine. That's okay. Anyway, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, all that happy horse shit. Okay, bye.